speak out. We got to demand justice for other people, okay, and see them as yourself, as your own child. And when we do that, when we just do what Christ said, just live by the golden rule, we're going to see things change for the better, my friends. But until we do that, until we really understand the implications here, we're pissing them off. You think it's good to provoke them? I mean, think of your parents. God is your parents, your owner. You understand? I mean, He knows He knows you through and through, way better than you'll ever know yourself. Okay, you're going to be learning about yourself through Him. Yeah, there's a degree of learning God does too, I believe, from us. Like a parent, okay, doesn't only teach their child, but the child winds up teaching their parents. It's just the way it is. I've learned tons of stuff. I've matured and grown so much having my daughters in my life, and I say, oh my God, it's just the way it is. So God's not a stagnant God. Some people will say that God doesn't change. Well, I agree that God is super uber intelligent. But God is a growing God. God is not a stagnant God. God's learning stuff, I believe, from us and how to deal with us, how to get closer to us. He's trying because He's like our parents, and your parents want to be close. They want you to understand where they're coming from, that they have no ulterior motive for not wanting the absolute best for you. They want you totally free. They want you totally secure. They want you totally safe. They want you totally content. You know, a man by himself, Scripture says it's not good for man. I'll attest to that. Not good for man to be alone. Yes, that's it. There's no way a man can ever be content without a beloved. No way. I mean, I could find a modicum of happiness in this world just in the peace of mind I get from prayer. Prayer is like going to church on your own. You have a built-in church God gave you. It's access to the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, as it's put, which is called many things. The Comforter, the Counselor. I mean, the advice, you need to know something, you need some peace of mind, you need to know the right and wrong, you want an answer to controversial question, what side to stand on, you turn to Him and you ask sincerely, and you want the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, even if you've been wrong your whole life, and maybe you're old, you understand, but you got to accept it because it doesn't help to put it off. The trauma doesn't get any better. You know, I mean, but as believers and the righteous are told, you know, in the book of Jude, right before the book of Revelation, it's very eloquent, very poetic. I mean, I suggest everybody read. Learn for yourself about this Jesus Christ relationship thing and all that. But I'm telling you, I mean, I'm not one of these people that says, oh, I know it's a sure thing. I'm going to heaven. I have the fear of the Lord in me, and I like to keep it there. It keeps me on my toes. But it's a deep, profound reverence. I'm afraid of God. But, you know, I've got that. And I'm trying to keep my heart pure, but I have to purge it every day. Every day I got to have, that's not the person I want to be. That thought just came and it's transient, it's gone. That's not the person I want to be. So the only thoughts you have to cling to in developing your character and who you decide to be, where you stand on various issues that are controversial and divisive and all this, you turn to God. You won't go wrong. He won't steer you wrong. You can't turn to me. I'm just human. I'm fallible. I'm not going to be, you understand, we can't depend on each other. We can't know each other. We can't love each other. We can't understand each other as He does. We have a lot of commonalities. We all falter and we're all fallible and we all have issues, right? We get weak and needy, right? We're all very needy. Men are very needy, you know, and women know this. I mean, you know, and it's tough. I mean, but that's kind of how we are. We really, you know, we're drawn to the female. A typical guy, okay, is really, really, really enthralled, okay, and knows that this is the path to happiness. The woman is. Because he knows contentment is what she's going to bring, that sense of wholeness, completeness. That's what the guy is really after, okay, and he cannot get it on his own. No matter what he does, he cannot find it on his own. And, you know, that's where he finds it in the woman. That's what he's after. He's after to be in love. And I think the natural order of things dictates that women do better than men when they're alone. For whatever reason, God made them stronger in that sense. And it kind of makes sense because they have to be stronger. These are the ones that give birth. So that's why girls rule, and that's just the way it is. It's called the natural order of things. But, you know, understanding the character, the nature of God, okay, is as simple as understanding the character and nature of a good set of parents. and understand their motive is only pure. They only want the best for you. But we've got to imitate, we've got to emulate our parents to the best of our ability and treat each other that way. And when we see the least of men, as Jesus would put it, that's him, okay, then we've got to take that literally. Whoever you perceive that to be, perception is reality. It's kind of like Trump, this latest impeachment of Trump, you know. He Trump really believed that he got ripped off, right? That was it. I mean, it wasn't baseless. He just thought there was grounds. He heard reports. I've heard reports from people that said there was some very suspicious stuff. They'll point to, 1,000 votes in a row that came in for Biden after Trump had been winning. I think it was in where the hell was it? Pennsylvania or something like that. But they're just rumors. I don't know. I can't qualify it. It's just, somebody says something, they bandy terms about. And so Trump, no doubt, got his share of that kind of stuff. And he thought there was some genuine hanky-panky going on with the elections. He thought it was rigged. And it's possible. I mean, who knows? Who knows? At the end of the day, who really knows? If you got a lot of people working separately but for the same ends, okay, then it's possible if they of like mind. Okay, they got to get Trump out. Just I mean, Trump lost because of people's hatred toward him, and that's I don't know if he should even blame himself, but I would sue the manufacturer of aspartame, that diet soda he's drinking. I mean, if nobody's talking to him about that, they're not his friend. Okay, yes, man will let you fall into a pit. Okay, but a friend won't. A friend will tell you the score. And I'm not making anything up. You read what Dr. Russell Blaylock, the renowned brain surgeon, has to say about aspartame. But if Trump was really, so smart, for one thing, he would have been respectful to the media, even if he believed they were just evil liars, okay, and it was all fake, made-up news. He still should have been respectful to them. They're deserving of that at least, right? Why? What's the point of berating somebody and just, dehumanizing somebody? Okay, you can't do that. We all, love your enemies, Trump. What about the whole Christian philosophy? You understand? So there was a disconnect. That's why I say I think he damaged his brain with this diet soda, this artificial substitute sweetener, this aspartame. That's what Russell Blaylock says. Wood alcohol in your blood, not good for the brain. Look into it, friends. I'm not making it. I'm just saying. I mean, when he didn't bring up the bailout of '08 and how instrumental Joe Biden was and Obama and in that thing, pushing that thing through, and that was woefully unpopular with the American people. Trump knew that. But maybe in good conscience he couldn't do it. Maybe it's like my daughter told me, well, maybe Trump would have voted for that thing if he had the chance to, he seems like the type to support the bigs. But there's one thing he's not. He's not part of the political priest class, and that's why they hated him so much. So Trump was ousted on hatred. But he's stupid to not embrace things like Black Lives Matter. Oh, you better believe it. What do you mean asking me a question like that? Of course Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter every bit as much as white lives or anybody else's life. You got that? Why didn't he do that? Come on. You see, that indicates there's something wrong here. Something wrong. That's what's not, clicking in there. What's going on here? He's got a great constitution. I mean, he still looks very healthy for his age and strong and everything else. But, there's something screwy with the brain. There's got to be, because we all know he's just uber smart. Look at his fortunes. Look what he's done as a businessman. So something's off here. But the point is that perception being reality, for Trump, he got ripped off. So he went out feeling like a victim. And what happened in the Capitol, friends, look into it yourself. Okay, all this stuff is a part of Americana. It's just the way it is. We're kind of a wild bunch. We really are. And it's probably a good thing that we're not like a lot of countries that have lesser ideals, let's say, because this country was built on great ideas, precepts, okay, and like the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, okay. We have a right to pursue happiness, and we must any way that we feel, puts our lives in danger. I'm not justifying what happened at the Capitol building, okay. I would never do that. I'm not violent. people lost their lives. This is horrible. But hey, us Americans were nobody to screw with. And on both ends of the aisle, I mean, that's good that everybody's got to stand up for what they believe to be right. It's important. I don't like violence, so I'm anti-violence. I'm a pacifist. How many guys that'll even use that term? So I'm opposed to violence, but it doesn't mean I'm a coward. It